are live. There are theme song here.
As the clock strikes 7, the vibes alive. Inner circles here, where voices thrive. Turn on your screens, let the magic unfold. Listening and healing as stories are told. Come on, come on, this is your time. No topics too tough, just heed the calls. From mental health woes to justice we seek. Together we rise for the strong and the meek. A safe space for all, let's lift every voice. Inner Circle podcast where hearts unite. Sharing our truths, bringing hope to the light. Community strong, we're never alone. Together as one, we've created a home. With laughter and love, we break down the walls. No topics too tough, just heed the calls. From mental health woes to justice.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Inner Circle podcast. Today is Wednesday, November 5th. November 5th. After a huge and off-year election, we are back here with our business segment, and tonight we are talking about the gift economy. This is the holiday season. When you are giving gifts, you want to make sure, first of all, you don't overspend. So Miss B and I are here to to drop some finance gems here tonight. Whatever gifting you're trying to do, whether it's experience or you're trying to do material gifts, trying to, in our little small way, make sure it's like, you don't break the bank, So I'm your host, Abe Kamara, and Miss B, welcome to the show.
Good evening, everyone. It's your girl, Miss B, and it's Wednesday. We're here minding the business that pays us.
Exactly. And folks, you can obviously join the conversation tonight. I know some of you have already make your gift list or you already out there shopping or on Amazon or wherever you do your shopping. But follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, LinkedIn, Twitter, X, Apple Podcast, Spotify, whatever. Miss B, man, before we get into the show tonight, I know you're activist, you're a community activist, you're a nonprofit person, and you are also a laborer. So you are probably rejoicing tonight because of the election result. But anyways, you know what I mean. It's a huge election I took, but even as an off-year election, but it was a huge election. And I just want to say a lot of immigrants did well. I mean, some of them I don't agree with their policy or politics, but here, I mean, on the Inner Cycle podcast, we are here to amplify, empower, and elevate immigrant voices. And in a time when immigrants are under attack, no matter your political affiliation or no matter where you fall on the political spectrum, I think it is important that we celebrate those that make great strides. Right, they represent us. As I said, they might not represent my politics, but who I am as an immigrant, I think they represent me. So I just, in my own weak way, want to say shout out to the Zora Madani, the lady in
Y'all
St.
didn't
Paul,
see it coming.
the,
Y'all didn't see it coming.
the lady in St. Paul, the Hmong lady in St. Paul who had a huge upset, upset at
I
Melvin
was,
Carter.
yeah. Shout out to Mayor
You
Carter.
know, yeah,
I didn't see
and
that coming.
then the lieutenant governor in Virginia, she's also first
Yes,
and then it's a Liberian guy that won an election as a sheriff in Delaware. So it's like across the board, right? I think immigrants participated in the process, and that's what we want to see. That's why I think we have been pushing on the Inner Cycle podcast that hey man, you're like, and the Zora Madanis and and these all of these immigrants are contested, even the one that lost, where they are showing us do not be afraid, put your hat in the ring. You never know. So Ms. P, that's the first thing on my mind tonight.
no, yes. Excited about some of those wins, and then not so excited about some of those losses. Unfortunately, I'm a Carter supporter, so it's unfortunate he did not get another opportunities. I think he's been doing great work in the city of St. Paul. Hey, we have an all women council. People want me to be excited about that in the city of St. Paul. So we'll see what the women can do. I don't believe that the things that are happening in the city of St. Paul are the fault 100% of the mayor or his leadership. I mean, we can think back to Obama's, term in office, and there's a lot of things we like to say he didn't do. Well, he didn't do it because we realize it's not just one person. You have to have these relationships to make things happen. So I wasn't too excited about all the Minnesota races here locally, but nationwide, right? We got some huge wins. And so I'm excited about that. Like just the fact that somebody wants to be the mayor of New York, that's a challenge right there, right? And then with all the things that he has going on for him to win that seat, that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah. So the other thing I would say about that, as I said, right, I don't agree with his policies, with his politics. He's I don't know, he called himself democratic socialist. I don't know, right, free reigns or whatever. Good luck with that, right, to him. But why to me it's like the fact that, a
It's
34-year
rent
old.
control. It's not free rent. We need to control the level of wealth. We're okay with this gap where
We
you
are on the business.
oh
We are
well,
on the business
a
segment
lot of
tonight, and you want to talk about, we're talking about building wealth, generational wealth. We talk about,
I'm an ethical
dropping,
wealth builder.
talking
I'm
about
an
business and
ethical wealth
finance, and then you want to talk about, what's about, the landlords, right? You're a landlord. You want
I'm a
to,
landlord.
yeah, and you want someone
And
to live in and you want a government to tell you what to charge for your property. Is that actually what you want to tell us here tonight?
no, it's giving me parameters. The government gives parameters, period, right? And there are some areas of the economy where there aren't parameters. It goes on check, on notice, unregulated, and we're saying, okay, let's provide some parameters, right? And why do you think we have public housing, right? If
Government should not
affordable
be in the
housing,
business of telling people, of telling business owners how to run their businesses, and telling
why
landlords
why why do government need to be
what to charge for their
landlords?
properties. I think that's not a place of a government, where government needs to get out of that.
Why do we have public housing? There's some people talking about the food shelves. Why do we need those things? Why? Why, Abraham?
No, I mean, it's like you. I mean, you tell me. That folks don't want. Some folks just don't want to work.
If the
Some folks.
capitalist system works, and we
Mhm.
say it's proof that it worked,
It
then
works.
it shouldn't be a system. How is it working when you have these components? So what causes these components if it's working? So
Look, there's the five fingers are not equal, Miss B. There are things that might not, work the way we want it to work. But overall, the system works. Capitalism works. Overall, it
the
works.
five finger thing
There's
is not a
nothing,
good
nothing,
comparison. Your fingers are
nothing is perfect.
mechanically
Nothing is
designed to
perfect.
work like this for a
Okay.
reason. It has
Okay.
nothing to do with inequality. It
Oh,
has
no, I'm
nothing
not
to
talking
do with
about
inequality.
inequality. I said
The
nothing is
me-
perfect.
the
Nothing in the world is perfect.
the atom the what is that word, that a word, the mechanisms in which why your hands and joints need to be the way that it is. Why even do all this? Why? God thought about all of that. He did not think about the lack of equality that would happen because people see their fingers are not equal.
Okay.
Your
Okay.
fingers exist the way it exists for a reason. And so therefore we will do everything but address the root cause of problems if it means changing the system in which we're operating. And so therefore you're going to continue to create programs. You're going to continue to have these pockets that are not working, but because we don't want to look at the bigger picture, we don't want to address the root cause, we're just going to continue to create band-aids. The band-aid company, they don't go out of business. They
I'm
have
just saying, good luck to him trying to establish a government-run grocery store, right? Universal child care or healthcare. Good luck to him, and then rent freeze. But yes, where I want to go is
why can't the
actually,
government play in the economy in these roles? I don't understand why
that's
the
not a
only
place of a government.
why. Then
It's
why
like
do government
you
need
want
to
to talk about tax
exist?
money, because government is very inefficient. You
What?
cannot do Government is very inefficient. Government cannot do it. The
No.
government will ruin
So
it. It
you,
come in
the
the
private sector person, want to be the only player on the board. So you're going to always want to make government look bad and say government is not efficient. If government did not
it's
exist in the place that it existed, do you know what the country will really look like, we're about to find out anyways.
Okay,
We're
okay.
about to find
So
out. The government
no,
has
no,
shut
that's
down. It's going on vacation. We're about to find out.
well, it's like that's the next step on the mind, right? Is the longest shutdown. But before we get to that, right? So the reason why I'm excited about him, or maybe congratulations to him on that, right? An African immigrant, right? Immigrated from Uganda, came here at the age of 8, went to school. All you folks listening out there, is that some of you, as I've said many times on this platform, you just want to run back to, Africa to go engage in politics. This is where
Second largest state in the country. I mean, yeah,
no, no,
yeah,
the largest city in the country, or the largest city in the world. I mean, you can only compare it to like the
yeah. I was
London.
just saying, it's New York itself is the second largest state. It's
Oh, okay,
population, I believe. Yeah, it's California, then New York.
okay, okay. No,
Yes,
but he's the mayor of this. I mean, he's the mayor of the city, the largest city in
exactly,
America,
exactly.
and the most popular city in the world.
Yes,
Right? It's like a 34-year-old Ugandan.
that's the
Ugandan.
epicenter of the
Uga-
economy when you think about the American economy.
yeah, I mean Ugandan American. So all you immigrants out there, man, is like this is where we pay our bills. This is where we live. This is where we have our family. Put your heart in those races. If you're passionate about politics, forget about politics across the Atlantic. Focus on it here. And you never know, you might become the next Barack Obama, or the next Zoran Madani, or the
So
next.
so just so we can keep it, you know, one, you can elevate to every office except the highest office. The highest
No, no, you
office.
cannot. If you are not born here, if you immigrated here, if you came here, if you are immigrant, you cannot,
Hold
become
the
U.S.
highest
president.
office.
No, you cannot become U.S. president. But you
But you
can,
hold any other office.
you can go as far as senator,
Yeah,
governor, and to me, these are influential
they're
positions. So,
very, very, very.
never
Oh, that
overlook
man's
them.
life has, and mind you, guys, he's not even the governor of the state. He's the mayor of New York. And so his life has changed. Just running for the mayor seat, he's an international name, right? Running for the mayor seat. And he's gonna have access to some of the world's most powerful people, being the
Yeah,
mayor
yeah,
of New York, to show you the level of the seat he is holding. He's not even the governor, which is like a president. Each state has their own president in the form of a governor. This man is just a mayor of one of the cities in the state of New York. But it's one of the most powerful cities in this country. So
yeah. I mean, so it's like, I mean, New York. The New York City budget alone is like, a lot of countries around the world can't even compare. $122 billion. You know what I mean? Annually. That's $122 billion. So that's what the Mets gonna be, you know, uh
managing.
managing basically. And
And
this is
just think about the double that, the 200 billion we don't know of, that runs through that underground economy.
oh, okay. Okay. Well, Zoran said he's not going to be corrupt. So he said, when you read a New York newspaper, you're not going to hear anything about him and corruption. So, but I think his story is very inspiring, right? His story to me is
Very.
very inspiring. So I think every immigrant needs to look up to that. Whether you agree with his, to me, I say I don't agree with his politics and his policies, but the fact that he could, everybody overlook him, right? They never thought he could win. And then because his background, number one, he's an immigrant. Number two, he's from Africa. Number three, he's a Muslim. So everything would kind of work against him. But guess what? He said, you know what? He said, to hell with the naysayers. I'm going to, and he was running against a royalty, right? Andrew Cuomo. If you follow politics, I mean, Andrew Cuomo is like talking about it like
His
the
true colors came out, which I was so surprised because
oh
Andrew, the black
you
community
you
were one of
Democrat
your
like to eat
biggest
your
supporters.
you Democrat
And
like
the
to eat
nerve
your
of the
own.
things that came out of your mouth, Andrew, like, hello. Why do people feel so entitled to our vote and just feel like they can just say whatever they want to come out their neck? Like,
Because number one, you guys don't run for political office, right? So like African American, African immigrant, we like to be the meal. I mean, like some of you like to say, right? We don't like to be at the table. We like to be the meal.
the
So
menu,
the,
yeah.
yeah, I mean the likes of Andrew Cuomo will come and say, "Hey man, these folks every time I need to run for political office, I always have the black vote. So when a black person trying to run against him and challenge him, it's always
It
a
should have
different
been
ball.
like, oh, you know what? Congratulations, my brother. This is monumental. But yeah, they feel so entitled to the black vote. the audacity that, okay, you trust our vote to get you there. Now we're going to use our vote to get our own person there. Why is it becomes a problem? And you have the nerve, the things that came out of that memo. I was shocked. I was really, really shocked, right? And we was all
You Democrats like to eat your own. You like to act like you're like that. We are not racist. We're not there, but I think sometimes Democrats are the most racist folks out there.
I'm seeing that, bro. I believe you. You have no argument from me. More and more I'm seeing that. Even here in Minnesota, we seen that with some of these races. You know, I gotta work with some of these people, so I'm gonna just not call names or anything, but
Don't
yeah.
call names. Yeah, I'm not trying to set you up here. Don't call any names,
No.
because or else don't put Asa in a political crossfire. Okay.
No, yeah. But the all female, and honestly, Carter or the what's her name? The new mayor for the city of St. Paul, it still speaks volume to the level of organizing community has been doing. Community has really been out and organizing. So it always makes me feel good to be in the space that I'm in and say, okay, we're winning. Either way, it would have been a win. But I know community has really been organizing to get her into that seat. She's in that seat because of community. At the very grassroots level, women coming together and being organized. And again, to have the all women council that the city has, that says a lot. And I hope we're allowed to do the things that we know we can do when we come together. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
I mean, obviously, yeah. Congratulations to the new mayor elect of St. Paul. But she's a Hmong lady. She was a state house representative. No one, I said, that's one of those races no one thought she could win, right? Obviously, right. But the Hmong are very powerful in Minnesota. I mean, in St. Paul, right? That's one of their base. And the one thing I admire about them, we have we had XP Lee on here on our show. We know a couple of Hmongs elected officials in Minnesota. The one thing I like about them, though, right? They are not shy of, putting their name out there, you know what I mean, and things like that. Right? They are not sitting in the background. They say, hey, man, and they are not like today when I was listening to her, right, the mayor elect of St. Paul, she was proud of her background, right? Her parents can hardly even speak English, you know what I mean, and she came here as a refugee, as a young refugee from Laos, and the fact that she can pour her heart in the ring and compete for the highest office, in the city of St. Paul. Kudos to her. Hopefully, as I said, through and through, overall, to me, it was a great night for immigrants, right? And I think I just want to encourage every immigrant out there. Don't sit on the sidelines. As my man like to say, if you don't mess with politics, politics will mess with you. And
Seriously.
in America, that is so true. So everything like to say, if you don't mess with politics, politics will mess with you no matter what, especially in America. So man, do
And
something about it.
sometimes we all know wealthy people pay a lot of money into these races, into these campaigns.
Mhm.
But it just behooves me sometimes that it doesn't have that same effect when it's somebody else, because a lot of people will say Carter's defeat was the fact that he was working with the developers, but where were the developers to help him get reelected?
Well, first of all, I know that Carter is your boy and stuff, but I think Simple is dead though, man. I mean, I think it needed a new blood. It needed a new face. He's been there 2 terms, but they said he's dead. Have you ever been to downtown Simple? That's
Looking
dead.
on, I know St. Paul. I know St. Paul very well. I grew up in St. Paul.
Yeah, but have you been there lately? It's dead.
I've been there lately. So
Okay.
looking from your point of view, looking on the outside, looking in, you'll blame it being dead on him, right? But then the people who actually live there will say, oh, we blame him for working with the developers. So on one end, it's like people on the outside saying the city needs to be done. And who do we look to do things to change? Developers, right? To come and make changes, the businesses, the developer. And then the people who are there blaming him for working with those people and working against the citizens of the city. And so it's like he was in this place of damned if you do, damned if you don't. But I'm just saying, oftentimes you will see that money shows its might in these in these elections, right? Sometimes when you see
Mm-hmm.
who has won, like who
Mm-hmm.
becomes the person that wins the seat. And I just want to feel like that was not the case for Carter. And I mean, Carter has a great story too. He, first of all, his family has a dynasty. His mom is Ramsey, longtime Ramsey County mayor. I mean, commissioner. And so, the family is well known, been in the city of St. Paul, have held different positions and somewhat and same, and so on and so forth. I believe he grew up in the Rondo community, all those who know the Rondo history. And so that background, that family, that background, that connection, that cultural ties, all that stuff is there too on his end. So, right. And again, at the end of the night, I say community showed up and made this happen. Community made the decision. And so hopefully that she has the community backing and support. Now she'll have the support of the developer and the business community as well to change things for the city of St. Paul. Because it's not looking good as a capital. Like you said, it's not looking good. This is the capital.
It's a dead capital. I mean, it cannot be the capital city of this vibrant state, the nicest state in the union, and then it'd be dead. So he needed to go. But hey, man,
it's looking worse because the reality is right now they have major construction all throughout their downtown area that you cannot even. Yeah, my boss went for something the other day, like this week. And she was like, I will not go back to St. Paul, downtown St. Paul, anytime soon. And we was there last month for a conference, like 3 days in a row. I was like, oh my gosh, this place is everywhere is a one way, or streets are blocked. How are they making money around here? So that's you don't do that to such a major downtown area, especially with this holiday season coming up. Businesses got to be struggling. Businesses are closing left and right. They've left already. The little few that are there have got to be struggling. Yeah. So those things were not helping him. You're right.
And then we'll not do justice to our own Liberian brother in Delaware.
Yes.
City Camara. No relation, obviously. No relation here. No relation.
Okay. So our Camara brother, congratulations.
Congratulations to him. He put his hat in the race for Delaware Sheriff. And, he won that. So congratulations to him. As I said, again, man, don't be afraid to put your hat in the race.
Why got to be this way? I will say the DMV has a lot of black money.
Okay.
Some of the most wealthiest black communities is in that area. Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, Delaware. I mean, the East Coast as a whole. I mean, the East Coast black folks are doing well out there. Those are out there. They are in finance. They are doing well. The educated ones are doing well. You know what I mean? Stuff. Nothing. It's like they are doing very well. They are in finance. They're on Wall Street. They are doing well. That's what I can say. So congratulations, man, to Mr. Camara. Hopefully you do big things. Don't stop there, man. Go further. Maybe like become the governor or whatever. County sheriff.
I hope you're not having to report to ICE.
Well, anyway, so that's that, man.
That's why we elected you, bro.
Again, big shout out to all the immigrants that contested these local elections. And next year, tomorrow I'm going to have
Bernice Cooper. It's going to be hot. So, yeah.
2026 is going to be hot. And tomorrow we're going to have Denise Cooper on here. She's running for the City Council. Yeah, Bernice is going to be on here tomorrow.
People keep mixing her name and my name up. Bernice Cooper.
Yeah, it's not Denise. It's Bernice Cooper. Bernice Cooper is going to be here tomorrow. On our show. She's running in 2026 for the Broken Park City Council. Broken Park is the Liberian capital in the United States, so it's the fact that Bernice is, putting her hat in a race, I think is great. So
far we have 7 West Africans running for office in 2026 in the Northwest suburbs.
So Ms. B, then, I know Bernice, right? I'm bringing Bernice on here tomorrow. So it's a call out to all of these guys, all of these folks that are running, right? I'm inviting you tonight. Here. We are inviting you to the Inner Circle podcast. Come and tell us how the community can support you. What is your platform? What is it? What is your plan? Come, don't just assume that because I'm black, someone's going to, because you're immigrant, someone's going to vote for you, right? Come and make the case to the community. You can say, the community don't like to support. Some of you guys running for these races, no one know whether you are running or not, right? What I mean?
Yeah. Of the 7 that are running, 4 of them is Liberian. Okay. So 2026, more than ever, We hold no seat, no seat whatsoever across this Northwest suburbs, not in Champlain, not in South Stego, not in Brooklyn Park, not in Brooklyn Center. We hold no seat. And so in 2026, I'm going to be coming on here. Maybe Tuesday is going to be election day. All thing 2026 elections will be happening Tuesdays here on the Inner Circle podcast. And every Tuesday, I'm on a mission to raise $10,000 to spread across those 4 campaigns I'm talking about, right? That's a small goal. Honestly, $10,000 is nothing, but we lack the ability to be able to support our candidates. Right now, I know 2 Kenyan sisters who are fundraising like crazy, right? I supported Kenyan people campaign last year, raised well over $30,000 back to back. We don't do that. Our candidates can barely raise $5,000 for their campaign. That's the reality. And you say, oh, why should I give them my money? I'm going to be at the grassroots level. I'm asking you for $5. When you multiply $5 by the number of Liberians that are here in this state, I will have way more than $10,000.
Yeah, so
Five
that's a
dollars.
good.
Yes, $5 is what I'm saying is just give $5 towards these people running for office in 2026, right? We cannot continue to not be represented here in office. And we have so much to say about how we're so many here and this and that, but have no political representation here in the state of Minnesota.
And definitely. I mean, that's a great initiative. Hopefully, you can follow through on that. And again, man, it tell people politicians are the one running the show in America. Okay, politics don't they show in America. If you don't want to be part of it, it's going to be a battle with you, right? So don't sit on the sidelines, get involved. The fact that, especially in Minnesota, you don't have any Liberian elected official, that is sad. We have the largest concentration of Liberians in America here. I mean, we should be active just like the Somalian. I mean, you have Somalian running for county commissioners. Those are powerful, powerful positions. You have somebody running for, state representatives, state senators. And you have, I didn't even know you have like, I think 4 or 5 or 6, you have them running for mayors in places. Sometimes you wonder is that when they call some of these local cities around Minnesota, I said, there, are there Somalians in these places?
St. Louis Park. And we all know who lives in St. Louis Park. St. Louis Park has a female Somali mayor. St. Louis
Yeah, so it's like you have like, now, I
In
mean,
St.
it's
Louis
like,
Park, those people purposely don't put their house in the market because they want to protect who owns home in St. Louis Park. So that just tells you that's such a huge accomplishment for her to be in that role, right? Golden Valley has an African American sister sitting in that role as a mayor, right? So let's get some representation. It is possible, but we don't support each other. Your Liberian candidates need your money. You spend $5, $10 easily every day. Just waking up and leaving your house, you spend $5, $10 every easily, right? Stop
mhm.
saying, oh, why should I give them my money? Why should I give them my money? They need your money to knock the doors. They need your money to pass out literature, right? It buys them things. It's not going in their pocket. You're not about to buy them a Lexus. You're not about to buy them a new house with your $5 or $10. You're going to help them have money so that the campaign will have money for literature, even if it was just so we have enough literature and lawn signs, because you have to promote these candidates,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, definitely,
Buying
definitely.
food
I
and
agree.
water when people volunteer to knock doors for their campaign, it costs money, right? We're not paying the volunteers, because we don't even have enough money. We could be paying people, but we don't have enough money. So the little few dollars you give, this is what it's going to pay for, to get people to knock those doors. When they come to knock doors, we want to give them refreshments, we want to give them water, those things to encourage them. So come on, you all, the $10,000 campaign for 2026.
Kudos
10,000
to you.
legs, $10,000.
Kudos to you. Good initiative. And folks, I hope you can, follow Miss B lead on that. But man, so that's it for the politics session. This is a business, but I said
I
politics,
know.
politics running pure, right? So that's it for the politics. And then the last thing is before we get into our topic for the night, obviously, the shutdown is still going on, folks. The audio hungry folks out there, the SNAP recipient is still He's politician, man. I say I love politics, but sometimes that's where you say, okay, do you get your ass together and reopen the government so things can, things can run smoothly. So I hope, both Democrat, Republican can get their act together and reopen the government because it's the longest government shutdown in the history of the U.S.
What
So
was it 36 days in, 37
yeah,
days,
no, 36 days in as of today. So
36 days in, and
the
we're
longer
5 days into
this
the month with no.
the longer this goes, the more damage it's going to cause. So
Yeah.
we need to get it done. Need to get it done, folks. Please do that. Well, that's that. Miss B, man, how's your shopping list going? The topic for the night, the gift economy experience versus material gift. And the reason why we brought this thing, man, is like it is a shopping season. A lot of folks have made their, we always talk about the business owner, but they always want to talk about the consumer. Spending money on the finance side. I want to focus on the finance side tonight. But how's your holiday list? Are you one of those that make holiday list that go out
So
and shopping or
I
and buy
just
material
shared
and
on
buy material things or what? I mean, go
I
ahead.
just shared on my Snapchat a video of Seisha Christmas shopping list. So it's not, back in the day, the kids would get their little notebook paper, their pencil, and they would write their list of Santa, one, two,
Mm-hmm,
three,
mm-hmm,
four, whatever things.
mm-hmm.
No, it was a whole PowerPoint presentation
Whoa!
on
Of
her
everything,
iPad.
of
Yes,
everything she wants.
yes. And it was in categories. So you had the electronics category, she had the health and beauty category, the jewelry category, sneakers, and then, like jogging wear. I mean, everything was in category. And then she has pictures, and then she has links to where you're going to go. Yes, pictures of the item, price of the item. She has the links to where you're gonna go and buy the item, and then she totaled every item. She totaled the shopping list totals $2,600 and something dollars.
Wow! Just
Yes,
for your daughters, two
just
thousand
for
six
her,
hundred.
just for her. Forgetting the
Yeah.
fact that she has siblings, just her.
Okay, just for her, and any list for the mom and the dad. Before we will get to other siblings, any list for the mom and the dad.
So for
Yeah.
me and my husband, I told him anything we buy each other moving forward, it has to have a return on that investment. So outside of the big things that we do, just to buy gifts for each other, we do jewelry.
Hmm.
We
Okay.
do
Okay.
jewelry. We're gonna do a nice watch. We're gonna do a nice ring, bracelet, necklace. We do jewelry, so I already know what I'm getting him this year. It's gonna be a nice piece to add to his collection of
Collection.
jewelry.
But here's the thing, though. Right? Here's the thing, right? I know gift is a huge thing, but a recent survey says like 63% of U.S. adults prefer experience, right, versus material gift. Are we in an era where in like maybe yeah you can give him that jewelry, but is that something he wear it one or two times, whatever? But maybe taking him to I don't know his
Oh,
favorite place, to the
def-
Caribbean. You know what I mean? As like experience something like I mean, we live in a obviously a social media age. You have camera phones everywhere. You have cameras everywhere. It's like once you document those moments, man, I mean, those are lifetime memories that you can
oh
never
no,
forget.
oh no, we're big on experiences. I'm all 100% for experiences.
But
Um,
during the holiday, though, I know you're big on experience, but during the holiday, right? It's like it's like are we at an age now where in like folks are valuing more experiences versus
Definitely,
gifts,
definitely.
versus because like let's assume like Sisha has like $2,600, gift list, or let's assume like Sisha, what's your favorite for that $2,600, right? We could buy you all these things. Next minute, you're not even gonna be wearing them. You're not even gonna be bothered with that. Or maybe we can take it to your favorite, destination for not even $2,600 or far less than $2,600.
That's Hawaii all over again. Yeah, I mean, for that price, we may as well go back to Hawaii.
Uh,
Um, and when she was smaller, I think it was easier for us to do the trip as a gift. But for some reason, the last 2 years, especially, she's like, no, I don't want us to travel for Christmas. I prefer that I get to stay home for Christmas so we can get the gifts. But overall, Seisha has a passport. So
Mm.
Shaysa has a passport because she's traveled. She's left the country. And so she loves to travel. She's a seasoned traveler. And for us, and when we travel, we don't just travel and say, okay, we have left the state. When we travel, we're going to be doing different things,
Mm.
experiences while we're out of town, right?
Mm.
And
Mm.
so
Mm.
that's
Mm.
all about, that's a big part of the travel for us to experience. So if
So
I can say no gifts and travel, it would be a great holiday this year.
So that's the thing, though, right? Is like should more, especially folks in our community, because I think we are so big on these gift. Even businesses can think. I think even our local businesses in our community, right, can take advantage of this. I'm thinking about maybe that the likes of Waterside Market can say, hey, it's not maybe if 1,000 people come and shop here, right? Is that we'll do a draw, win a ticket to to the Bahamas or even to Liberia, to go to to
That'll
go,
be cute.
okay, for December, instead of hey, it's like encourage people to, because I think there's more value for your money, more value for your buck versus because the material things, man. I mean, I'm not so big into material things. Don't 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 get me wrong, I love it. But like these statistics, I mean looking at these statistics, right, is where like even like Gen Z, I mean the younger kids, you see them putting like experiences on Snap, like where they travel, things they are doing. Even all of these influencers, right? They take everywhere they go to document it. So I think it is so beneficial, right, to have an experience as a gift versus someone giving you a physical gift. Because that physical gift, if it's I mean, a shoe, a jewelry, you might wear it one, two, three times, and then I mean, is it you want to go? I mean, you want to go into you want a brand new one, you know.
And folks, experience does not have to be a expensive trip, because
Yeah.
we know
No.
things. The economy
Hmm.
right now is funny,
Hmm.
but it could be iFly, like an indoor flying simulator. That's huge, right? That's $75. That's an experience. Or it could be, you plan out a whole day. So you know what? Instead of a gift that you're gonna wear one time, experience can be you're giving somebody a memory, right? You're creating a memory for them. So like,
Lifetime memory. Yeah, lifetime memory for sure.
yeah, like every now and then I'll be like, I'll test my husband. I say, okay, plan a date, and you only have $25 to work with, and you will scramble your head and be like, $25, that's not a lot to plan a date. But that date could look like this, right? Take me to the Walker Art Museum, which is free, right? Then we can sit outside and have a picnic. The picnic is free, right? Then from there, we can go walk around Lake Calhoun, right? All of these things were free, right? And I even gave you a $25 budget. So maybe you spent the $25 on the picnic food, whatever. But I just listed a whole date, a whole experience that didn't cost you any actual money, right? I mean, people say, "Oh, but what about the gas in the car?" But you got to use the gas in the car. That's a given. But as far as you didn't need to pay for the dinner. You didn't need to pay for the event, the place that we went in. And so think about experiences along that way, right? Along those lines, right? Or an experience can be you took me to Stillwater, right? You take your family to Stillwater. You take a nice little 45-minute trip outside of the Twin Cities area, and then you go walking around Stillwater, or you take a water trolley tour around Stillwaters, right? You experience, you can plan these experiences that people can and create memories versus taking money and buying an Xbox. And there are people who have invested in that, but their kids don't even know what it is to go to Nickelodeon Universe, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And you just brought up a great point, right? That's why even we brought this segment tonight. Is like not because of holiday season that you have to break the bank. And that's the whole essence of the we are in the holiday season, right? We have to be wise about the way we spend our money because somebody, as I said, right? You buy a kid an Xbox, or you buy it a Nintendo, or you buy it in something or something like Disney, whatever, right? Have they ever been to maybe a Disney World or Nickelodeon or whatever, right? No, you have never given them that that experience. And research shows that, right, experiences strengthen relationship and well-being. When you
Yep.
both for kids and family. I mean, the relationship you talk about, right? You can take your date, your husband or your fiance or your girlfriend, and on a nice date, very cheap. I
Hmm.
mean, like we live in a state that is. I mean, the one thing about Minnesota, Minnesota has a lot of great things to do. Both outdoors and indoors. There's a vibrant community. Minnesota as a whole, vibrant community. There's a lot to do here, and the entire United States is like that. Right? It's all over. I mean, over this country, as I've said it many times on this platform, America is so beautiful. So everywhere you are, whether you are in Arizona, there's the Grand Canyon. There's so many things to do. There's so many things to see. So these experiences is like, as Miss B said, it could be $50, it could be $100, it could be $25, it could be anything. The fact that it does not break the bank,
Hmm.
it does not break the bank, right? And sometimes, right, that will be an experience like say, oh wow, 2025 Christmas, or I mean holiday season, my girlfriend, my husband, my whatever, the X, Y, and Z for me, right? You remember that we did this. You actually remember that because I mean these days, if you have an Android, your Android phone reminds you, gives you the memories. Apple, your iPhone, the same thing. Right? I mean, your photo album reminds you about things that you have done. So I mean, it never goes away.
That's true. And then when they pop up, I sit there and just reminisce for a while. And that's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Um, your you're welcome. I know I just gave you a great date night, your activities. Go and try it and try and see. But yeah, I mean, if you just Google, free things to do, you will find a lot of these activities that are available out there for you guys to do. It could be free things to do with the family, free things to do on a date night or whatever. Then you'll find out there's a lot of things that you can do without breaking the bank. And even if it's not free, there's like the Children's Museum, Target
Mhm.
Free Sunday Children's Museum visit, where the Target company, they pays for the fourth, I think it's either the fourth or third Sunday of every month for the museum to be free.
Yeah.
So go check
Yeah.
it out. And lots of things. So when you think of museum, you're not just going to go see um painting on a wall. People, come on. The Children's Museum is so much activity. I mean, I took the girls there so much until they've outgrown it. It's one of our fun pastimes, and that comes up on my snap, like, oh, I think the last time I took them there, I remember it very well. I was like, this might be the last time I'll get to bring you guys here. And showing up, it was the last time that they wanted to go. But we used to do that a lot, and there were so many activities to do, so many things to explore and see. It's either the third or Sunday of every month. It's called Target Free Sunday at the Children's Science Museum.
Yeah. Folks, tonight we are talking the gift economy, experience versus material gift. I know we are during it's holiday season, it's November 5th. Every store you walk in now, right? The Christmas song is popping. It's like Walmart, Amazon, they are all selling you, buy this, buy that, and things like that. Black Friday is coming up. So even like Miss B said, right, instead of doing Black Friday this year, there's a Burna Boy concert coming up. Do that as an experience. Do that as an experience. That would be a good experience, for you, right? Yeah, is that would be a good
The
experience
early
that you
Christmas
can.
gift.
Yeah, if is that it could be a Black Friday gift or a Christmas gift or whatever, right? But like like this year, as I said, like I told you on our last segment, I said my plan is this year Christmas to take the kids, just give the nice experience, no gift, just we travel and for Christmas, we do everything in the hotel, maybe go out and do stuff, right? It's an experience that the fact that we are getting away as a family,
Yes.
from our comfort zone and go somewhere, right? I think my hope is they will remember that. Say, oh wow, 2025 Christmas we travel to Florida. If we decide to go there, we travel to Florida for 2025 Christmas. Oh, it was great. It was XYZ and things like that. These are the kind of experiences. And sometimes you really look at it, right? It does not break the bank versus when I tell them to, I know, I mean, you're talking about social Christmas list. Bianca is like, I don't know where she get the mindset from that she's so rich. And she's so rich, so probably her Christmas list is probably $5,000, right? So
Yes.
hey, in order for me to save, I say, hey, You know what? That's my idea of a Christmas for you guys this year. Florida, 1 week in a hotel, cheaper. It might be, it might be so cheap, So, and you
We
can do the
hope
same
that
thing.
works.
Yeah, you can do the same thing, folks. You can do the same thing instead of you breaking the bank. Come in the holiday season is like, especially like right now, we live in an inflationary environment, right? Everything is so expensive. Things are so expensive. You go to, I mean, groceries, man. You go to Target or Walmart or wherever you buy your groceries. You take one or two things, boom, you're spending like $200-300. Right? So things are so expensive. We are not sitting on here that hey, like especially this year, it's like things are so out of. I mean, when it comes to prices, times are so high. So that's what we brought this segment to know the give economy. You don't have to if you don't have it, right? You don't have to follow that economic pressure that you must get. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Even if you celebrate Christmas, if you don't have it, you don't have it, right? And that's
Yeah.
what you know, that's the whole thing. But if you want to do it, I think experience might be a good idea. Give it an experience. Miss B said doesn't have to break the bank. Just
Mm-mm.
something simple, something that you can remember with your partner, with your kids, with your friends. You guys can do together. It's very, very, very much important. It creates lasting memories, creates stronger relationship, and things like that.
And I mean, as a business owner, there are ways in which you can, give back to your customers. They've been investing in your business or supporting your business all year round. Like, um, um, Abraham already mentioned here tonight, Waterside Market, right? Maybe you tell people to buy a raffle ticket and or they just shop, buy something at the store and they complete something and you put it in a bowl and maybe you pick a winner at the end of the season. That's
So
another, and then,
the first
it's
like
tax
the,
spread off.
the 5,000 our customers that walk through your door maybe in November, right? 5,000 our customers are eligible for a round trip ticket to RB.
Yeah.
If
And
you
it's
do
a
that,
write off.
guess what? If you do that, right?
It's a
So
write
many
off.
people will be going through that. It's like
Oh, yeah.
if my man Mo come out and listening, man, give that thing a shot, right? If you are listening to that, give that thing a shot. Or any business owner, wherever you are, if you are in Philadelphia, you own a grocery store, or New York, wherever you are tonight, listening to us, try it, right? It's like to bring customers to your door. Hey, man, during the holiday season, for the first 10,000 customers. You walk through the door, one lucky winner will get what? Round trip ticket to and from, RIB during December. That's where everybody want to go to RIB.
Either
You-
LIB or Ghana. What is it?
yeah,
Dirty,
exactly,
dirty
exactly,
December.
exactly, exactly. So yeah, so do that, right? Because we want you to take advantage of because the holiday season, man, Miss Bill. I mean, watch this. $1.3 trillion expected to be spent this holiday season. 1.3
With
trillion.
all the economic problems.
Oh, leave that in there. This is the richest country in the world, right? It's like, we are on a fund as a business show. 1.3 trillion expected to be what spent this holiday season. Okay, so it's like local businesses out there take advantage of this, right? You can do it through. The thing about it is, well, I always say on this platform, in my general business segment, like our businesses don't do marketing enough. Like when you brought that taco marketing, we talked about it last time. We don't do marketing. We don't do promotions. We want customers to be loyal to us, but we are not loyal to our customers. We need to do those things: promotion, marketing, and all those stuff. So 1.3 trillion out of folks as expected to be spent. Take advantage of that, and you can do it through promotion. Walmart, Target, they are all doing holiday promotions.
Wow.
Amazon doing the same thing.
And the online sales market continues to just be ridiculous. So
Mhm.
last year online sales did $273.3 billion.
See that? And this year is going to probably be even more, or maybe at that same level. At that same level, yeah. So
Because
take
people
it.
were talking about Alibaba. Who owns Alibaba?
Oh, Jack Ma, but he's not active there anymore. I mean, he's the one. He's the owner. Yeah, the Chinese Jack Ma owns Alibaba.
Okay, so it's
Mhm.
it's Asian owned.
Yep. Hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, folks. So take advantage. All the business owner out there, man. Take advantage of this, right? Even if you have a service, right? Say, hey, maybe like if you have a plumbing business, if you have a remodel business, you can do any. You can take this thing at any. I mean, any angle, right? You can provide customers certain incentives just to and hire you as their client and things like that. There's so many ways you can do this thing. So this holiday season, as an immigrant business owner, as a small business owner, take advantage of the opportunity that's out there. Because even though times are hard, but folks are still going to be spending. No one in America spending does not stop because this is a consumer society, right? It's like the economy depends on consumers in order, for the economy to grow, in order for the economy to function. So they expect you to spend your money. So business owners out there, man, this 2025 Christmas season, you can also sell an experience to your customers through promotion or whatever.
And so this is why we're talking about experiences, but I'm kind of segue a little bit here. This is why I talk about the importance of partnership. So this Alibaba, I know you named that guy's name, but
Jack Ma, yeah.
It was a bunch of them. I mean, I'm counting probably over 20. So over 20 plus people helped to found this company. 17 friends. Yep. So in early years in 1999, Jack Ma with 17 friends and students, they founded the Alibaba.com. Let's sit on that for a little bit, right? We're talking about experiences, right? What would it look like and say, okay, instead of putting money on Christmas shopping this year, we don't do Christmas shopping. We get a couple households, our friends or whatever, and say, you know what? Where the money, if we have budgeted to spend $5,000 on Christmas, everybody bring their $5,000 and just see what that can do. But how that could be our startup cost for starting a business. I mean, 17 people to come together and start this business. And what is the net worth right now for this Alibaba Group's net worth? How much are they worth?
Alibaba is it's a multinational company, Ms. B. But like Alibaba is a huge.
It started with these 17 people, which is now approximately $369.74 billion.
Annual revenue. Yeah, Alibaba is a huge company. I mean, it's been around. Yeah, it's a Walmart of Asia, basically. Alibaba is a Walmart of Asia.
25 years old. It's actually young. It's still young. It's only 25 years old.
Alibaba is the Amazon of Asia, similar to Amazon.
Yeah, it's the Amazon of Asia. Started with 17 people, young, and so the guy who owns it, well, he's the Jack Ma, the guy who brought all his other friends together. He looks a little bit older than everybody, but what's his net worth? Jack Ma's net worth, right?
So one of the richest person. At some point he was the richest person in China. I don't think he's still the richest person because, but at one point he was the richest person, not even in China but Asia as a whole. But I mean, to the point that you bring in though, right? We had that Peterson and I talked about that here yesterday about your network, the connection, the people you have in your cycle. We talked about cycle here yesterday, and the thing we brought up, some of the discussion we had. We don't do that enough in our community. Collaboration, we don't do collaboration. We don't do networking. We shy away from these things. We don't work together, right? We like to work in silos, right? One of the things that's hindering wealth in our community, especially African immigrant community, everybody want to do their own thing.
Yeah.
Everybody want to do their own thing. Everybody idea is superior than the other person, right? We don't want to, work, put ideas together. And we look at now, I mean, not only the Alibaba, you look at Apple. Steve Jobs did not establish Apple by himself. May his soul rest in peace. You look at Microsoft. Bill Gates did not establish Microsoft by himself, right? You look. He's like, so all of these, like you look at Google. Google is Larry Page and and the Russian dude and things like that. And then with Eric Schmidt, all of those guys, they were on board. So it's like all of these great companies now, right? It's like it were like friends or buddies or acquaintances that came together and say, hey man, I have the idea. Hey, you have the money, but I have the technical know-how. You have the connect, but I have the money. We don't have to even bring money together, right? Sometimes you have the idea, I have the money. Let's roll. Yeah. You have the connection.
Equity.
Yeah, maybe like you have a couple of connection at the bank. You know what I mean? I have the idea. Take me to your banker and let's put something together. Let's make it work.
All these things have have monetary value. That's why they list them in this capitalist society, your social capital, your intellectual capital, right? And social capital means the people you know. So when they're talking about your social capital, the people you know can have monetary value in the
Oh,
way in
huge,
which you have those relationships, right? Your
huge. And that's what I was talking
intellectual
about yesterday.
property, your intellectual capital is the knowledge that you have here. Although you may not have money, but you have the knowledge and you have the wherewithal to bring. Like if you think about what's his name, Elon Musk didn't create anything that his companies are doing. Those are other people's inventions, right? But he had the capital, he had the money to bring them to market, to bring them to scale. And so therefore now he's reaping the benefits of that. And so you go find your people who have the money, like he says, who have the technology or the creative mindset, right? Who has the marketing mindset, and you come together and you start a company.
Yeah,
I
and
think that's what we should be doing this Christmas.
for us, we keep information to ourselves. We keep ideas to ourselves. We feel that when the ideas get out there, it's going to leave us behind. But that's a to me that's a poor mindset. Like if you have that kind of mindset, you're gonna die poor.
Yeah.
Let it out. Whatever idea. Because I mean, to your point earlier, right? The way Silicon Valley, all these great companies that are in Silicon Valley, even these AI company, right? They have the idea. They just go to their venture capital. They have folks that have the money. Just take the ideas to them and say, "Oh, wait,
Yep.
okay, you have Inner Circle podcast. You have this idea to create a podcast to just cater to the immigrant. I mean, to the immigrant population. To amplify, to empower, and elevate immigrant voices. I think that's a good idea. I can invest in that. Hey, the next thing to put that money behind it, boom, okay, boom, it's gone, right? It's like that Facebook Meta. That's a big it. Like Zuckerberg just came out of college, and he was a college and a Harvard dropout, right? Had an idea of creating Facebook, went to Silicon Valley. The rest is history. Bill Gates, same thing. Amazon, same thing. They don't have the money. They and their friends get together, take the ideas to venture capitalists, the folks that have the money, they support the idea, boom, they go, everybody benefit. No one is left behind. So it's
Parents
like,
with
but we
children's
don't, but we
businesses.
don't, I mean, but we
Yes.
don't do that. But we don't do that.
Parents, you have money in your 401k, you have equity in your homes, support your parents' businesses. Jeff Bezos' parents were the first set of investors too, to invest in Amazon, right? And they have a net worth of a lot of 70 something $billion or something like that. The dad now has somebody to manage that those assets for them, right? I heard he started a company. It's an investment firm. So people make money, and sometimes they just create an investment firm. So maybe instead of starting an actual business, the entity that we can create is just an investment firm. And an investment firm, what they do is you have different things you're investing your money in. So you're creating a portfolio uh, for yourself. That portfolio could be a combination of owning restaurants, hotels, different stocks that we have. We all have that. The firm have those real estate, nightclubs. We're creating a portfolio that this investment firm owns. And what it is, I like that idea because it's not asking us to go start something from scratch, right? Go open a brick and mortar, paint it, buy the furniture for it, create the menu, have the working hours. That is so like mundane. I don't want to do that. I did that for a living, working a 9 to 5. I want to say, let's open an investment firm. There's a lot of businesses here for sale, right? The St. Paul Country Club, nice, swanky country club, is for sale. I know we're talking about St. Paul struggling, but just think about how it's hard for us to have event spaces here, right? And we can own this country club ourselves. We can have room in there for event place. It has space in there for a restaurant. We can go own all of that, and then we can rent that out to some restaurant owner who wants to come and start a restaurant. Let them come and rent the restaurant space and be paying us rent, right? And we have created a country club. It'll be nice for us to create our own country club. Country clubs are very, very successful. When I hear the money that are being put into country clubs to invest in them right now, it's ridiculous. And some of them membership is $1,000. Maple Grove's Country Club, man, I drove by that country club on your way to the Hy-Vee there, that back area. Oh my gosh. I pray God I'd be able to create a country club of that. Maybe I'll just end up investing in the people in that country club because we don't want to create our own country club for me to be a part of. But that's where deals get happen. They probably deciding who the next mayor of Maple Grove is going to be. If they don't like you, that country club can decide that you're no longer going to be on that council, right? And so there's money in things and there's power in things, but I think the money and power is best set in unity, in coming together in partnership. And all this, just think about how many more experiences that you can afford if you're strategic about how you're investing your money.
I mean, even as an experience, right? I mean, to your point, I agree with that 100%. That's a great gem right there. Instead of taking the money to even to buy a gift or to do something, take that money, invest it. That's an experience right there.
Yeah.
That's an experience right there, right? Take that money, invest it, right? And don't invest it by yourself because let's say if you have $5,000 to spend, maybe someone like-minded person, they might bring $5,000, or they might have an idea, and look, even right in our community, where there are folks who have good credit, have some good bank connection, they don't have the idea.
Yeah.
So other folks who have the idea, right? You can take someone, say, hey man, we can. The fact that we are so mean to one another, especially in the African immigrant community, right? You have an idea, you just want to sit on it, you have resources, you want it for yourself. And that's why we are not growing. That's why we're not having any impact. We are here, when Ms. B ready to mention how our contribution to the Minnesota economy or to the economy of the US is XYZ dollars, but what's the impact? What is the impact? To
Thank
me, it's like you can call figure to me all day long. What is the impact? It doesn't have an impact because everybody's doing this solo and there's no impact. There's
You'd be
absolutely no
amazed,
impact.
Abraham, how many of these event planners are utilizing their garage for storage space for their event planning business. All the tables and chairs. I right now can count 3 of them that I know are doing very well. So but they don't get along or they think they're going to become millionaires on their own. The event planning space can make money, but it has a lot of overhead. So just think how all of you are investing in tables and chairs, right? And because you want to be planning the event, but you want the people to rent the tables and chairs for you as well. And then you're occupying your garage, or some of them have renting public storage spaces. Whereas you guys could all 3 come together and buy a building. Now that building is the event hall, and now that building is storage for your materials, your equipment, and your supplies, right? And so it's like I see that, and when I talk about the importance of us coming together, the first thing I'm going to hear like, "Ooh, I don't want to work with that person." Ooh. But here I hear the folks that are coming and buying up things around here in the state of Minnesota or Minneapolis. Now you'd be surprised. I'm like, why? Like, we hire real quick. We hire a development firm. They're a real estate and development firm. They own some properties. They work with you to develop your property. Those people join with about maybe 3 other firms, development firms, and they just bought the building downtown Minneapolis where the Fine Line is. Yeah. People are buying up downtown Minneapolis, even though we're like, oh, it's dead. And this is where
no, downtown Minneapolis is not dead.
Downtown Minneapolis it has its struggles. It's just trying to come back. But I'm just telling, like, the greatest exchange of wealth, we've talked about it happening here. People are buying up these places. So this is the best time. Get your 5, 6, 10. Look at these people, 17 people. First thing we're going to say is, how are we going to share the money with 17 people? Are you kidding me? Now these 17, 25 years later, these 17 people are worth billions, double-digit billions. It doesn't happen overnight. 25 years later.
Yeah.
We're 25 years behind already.
Yeah, exactly. Well, anyway, folks, it's been a great conversation tonight. Right? I mean, Miss B is always passionate about her money and her finance and her business. But to all you business folks out there, man, that's a good experience. Right? Put your resources together and do something. We have talked about it many times on this platform. Do that. But man, it is the gift economy. Miss B, as we wrap this segment of 1 hour, always fun, always go by quick. But what's your last word tonight? message, a parting
Go,
message.
go see Acer. That's ACERINC.org. There are some business grants available. You own your building or you're renting and you want to renovate the space, come go see Acer. They could help you get it's called the Main Street Grant. That's ACERINC.org. Look up the Main Street Grant. There's money there for businesses. Come and get that money.
Okay, so yes, there, folks. I mean, it's like there's nothing I can say beyond that. It's a local nonprofit here. They're doing big thing. I mean, it's like if you hear their budget, you will even be surprised. You said, man, okay, so go and apply for some of that money, right? Don't sit on the sideline. If you're a local business owner, go and get some of that money. Okay, they are doing good work in the community. So, but we'll see you back here tomorrow, folks. It's been a great conversation. Don't break the bank. Make sure that don't go buying all kind of thing. As Ms. B said, it could be a great experience, right? To put your resources together and invest with some folks tonight. With some folks this holiday season. And also tomorrow we're gonna have Bernice Cooper on here. She's running for again City Council of Brooklyn Park in 2026. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. And we'll see you back here tomorrow, same time,
We
7:30. Good
sing
night.
together.